Okay. All right. So, make a motion to open the meeting for the Board of Health, Monday, June 8th.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
So we have two items on the agenda, both represented by Greg Morse. And Greg, I'm going to let you start, and I know Joan reviewed all the plans, and I'll let you and Joan go forward, and then, because you guys know what you're doing.
Great, thank you. For the record, it's Greg Morse, Morse Engineering. I'm here representing my client, Aaron Cutler, at property located at 400 Gannett Road. For reference, this is in North Scituate at the intersection of Countryway and Gannett Road. This is the old Hingham Institute for Savings building. Mr. Cutler has recently acquired it, and as such, he performed a Title V inspection on the building. The building is served by a single cesspool out behind the building, and it failed a Title V inspection. The lot itself is extremely small. It's 4,637 square feet. The building that's there takes up the majority of the lot. Mr. Cutler is very friendly with the abutters, and this is a very unique situation here. The property at 384 Gannett Road, which is the existing pharmacy, and then the property that's number 390 to 394 Gannett Road, which at one point was a gym. It used to be a real estate office. I think there's one or two apartments in there. Those two properties are owned by Mr. Cutler's associate, TriStar Holdings, and we've spoken with TriStar Holdings, and they're amenable to allowing the septic system for number 400 Gannett Road to be constructed on their properties within an easement. So what I'm presenting tonight is I'm presenting a plan for number 400 Gannett Road, which is serviced by a new septic system within an easement. And then you'll see second on your agenda is another septic plan, which is the two buildings located at 384 and 390 to 394 for a new septic system for those buildings, which again would be located in an easement on their properties. So number 400, again, is the existing, it was the Hingham Institute for Savings office building. It has a failed cesspool behind it. What our proposal is to put in a 2-compartment septic tank with a pump chamber vault located in the tank, and it doses to a Presby Enviro septic leaching system located within an easement. The system is sized for the minimum sizing. It does take credit for the Presby 40% size reduction that is allowed. But it does need local upgrade approvals. There are 4 of them on the plan, all primarily having to do with setbacks to the property line or setbacks to the building foundation. I believe the assistant agent, Joan, has reviewed the plan. She can comment more in a minute, but I know outstanding we have to provide the board with copies of the legal agreement and the easements prior to construction of the system. That would obviously allow for the systems to be installed on the other property and allow for the maintenance of those systems in the future, which all of the parties here are amenable to. Let's turn it over to you.
Joan, anything?
Oh, yeah, we just had it on both plans. We didn't see the water supply shown on the plan. And we did not see, okay, so the outlet of the distribution box shall be 2 inches above the inlet of the highest the pipe, with the connecting pipe slope not less than 2%. Right, Greg?
Correct. We can verify that or change that if necessary.
And then, and just Presby system meets the deed restriction. So, and then the easements, the covenant easement.
So each of these would have a deed restriction on it. Yep.
Yep. And so those were the only ones. We were just waiting for the revised plan for that, and we'll be all set with that. We have no other comments.
So we need a motion for the first one and then a motion for the second one.
Correct.
Okay.
And would that be approved when the new plans? I
Yes.
mean, pending.
Yes,
Pending-
and
yeah.
And I think we're just waiting for conservation. There's a river there, and I'm not sure if, Greg, if you have to file with them because of the river. It's out of it's a 200-foot river front line, right?
Yes, there's a 200-foot setback to the river. We're
Right.
outside of it with all our work, so there's no
Right.
conservation requirement.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to read the? Yeah.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm gonna have Doug read off the motion since he has the variances right here in front of him, and then another member can second.
All right.
Sounds good.
So make a motion, local upgrade, this is for 400 Gannett Road. First one is 310 CMR 15.405 to allow the reduction of 10 inches required to 5 and 7.3 prop from the septic tank to the property line. Second one, 310 CMR 15.405 to allow the reduction of 10 inches required to 0 prop from the SAS to the property line. SAS is within a butter's property. And 310 CMR 15405B to allow the reduction from 10 inches to required to 5 property between the septic tank and the building foundation. And 310 CMR 15.405B to allow the reduction of 20 inches required to 15.1 property between the SAS and the building foundation, pending new plans and approval of. So I need a second.
Second.
Oh, second, sorry.
All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay. So that's for 400.
I guess actually on that, Doug, nothing for nothing, I'll make that motion that you read, just to
Okay.
make it official.
Okay.
Yeah, so I make the motion that you read, because you
Okay.
have it in front of you, and I guess Wendy seconded it, so then
All right.
all in favor.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
This is for, what is the address? 390,
390
384, 390 to 394
Gannett.
Gannett Road. And the local upgrade approval request is 310 CMR 15.405A to allow the reduction from 10 inches required to 0 property from the property SAS to the property line. SAS is within the abutting property. And 310 CMR 15.405B to allow the reduction from 20 inches required to 10 and 14.5 property between the SAS and the building foundations. And Russ, if you want to make that motion,
Yep, that's my motion as read by Mr. White.
okay? Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate the board's time. Thank
Greg,
you.
thank you.
thanks,
Hi,
Greg.
Greg.
With that, I'll give the director's report.
Oh, wait a minute. We have one more.
Oh, that's right, the betterment. And I don't have that
Betterment,
in
yep.
front of me. It's,
Okay, so that's betterment number 7 that you approved last month. And this is number 7, so this was the last one that we had, and it looks like we only have like $20,000 left, and I did tell the owner that. So you approved it though up to $25,000 because if number 6 wasn't going to use all the $25,000, I told her she could have some of that. So she's okay with that. Anyway, she gave us her 3 quotes. One was for $35,000, one was for $36,000, and one was for $35,850. She's going with the $35,000 one. So you just have to approve that. Obviously, she's not going to be using all the betterment because we don't have enough money for her, but she's okay with that. So you just have to approve her, the installer that she picked so that we can give her the $20,000 anyway. Okay.
so,
All right.
I'm looking for the motion. And we have that in front of them.
To accept the
Yeah,
bid?
do that. So you just have to approve the $35,000 installer for betterment number 7.
I make a move to approve the $35,000 betterment for, what was it?
Number 7.
Number 7.
Seconded.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Now we're all set. So with the director's report, I would just like to say that we are starting phase 2 of the reopening of Massachusetts restaurants and can start outdoor seating. I know that several restaurants in town have outdoor seating. Myself and Joe Murphy, our food inspector, we have gone out and met with the restaurants. The legislature has passed special legislation to allow extension of premises for a temporary time period for restaurants that don't have outside seating or have the ability to move even a little bit further outside. So they will be going before the Board of Selectmen for that. I believe there's going to be a hearing tomorrow night, and there are several restaurants that have put in an application for an extension of premise. So we have been working with all of the restaurants on that aspect of it. A lot of the other businesses in town will be reopening under limited capacity for walk-in service. The hair shops, the barber shops, and beauty salons have opened up under guidelines. Nail salons, tattoo parlors will be opening up possibly on the 15th. That is still up in the air, as that would come under part 2 of phase 2 on the opening. I know that playgrounds have been allowed to open. Scituate has not opened their playgrounds yet. We are awaiting on signage for the playgrounds. The playgrounds, the guidelines that the state has come out with is that we have to clean them as often as we have in the past. For the most part, they're outdoor playgrounds. They don't get sanitized on a daily basis or anything like that. We would encourage any children or families or parents that use the playground to be aware of social distancing. And again, it's a playground. You want to make sure that your children wash their hands as soon as they get home, have hand sanitizer with you on site. Stress the importance of not putting your hands to your mouth, eyes, ears, or nose, especially with young children. That's where we are with that. We have also started, for the past good 7-8 weeks now, we have seen a steady, slow decline of positive cases in Massachusetts. I believe today it was 3% of the cases that were tested were positive. So that is a very good note. We've been coming down on a regular basis now. We do get an occasional spike here and there on a particular day. The state takes a 10-day average, I believe, to get the true scope of where we are. So we are continually coming down. That's a good thing. I would not be surprised if we do see a spike now that we are reopening. I thought we'd see a little bit of a spike with 7 to 10 days after Memorial Day. We did have a few new positive cases in the town. For the most part, those cases have been identified and traced back to someone or to a career that puts them at risk for COVID-19, whether they've had a family member that has contracted the disease or whether they're a healthcare worker that has contracted the disease. So we have been able to trace it. We have not seen any wide community spread. We have not seen any hard contact to person spread. The main mode of transmission is droplets, and the longer you're closely confined with people, and you don't have a mask on, the more apt you are to share droplets. That's why when you are close within people, that we want to make sure that you wear masks. We are coming up to the summertime. The beaches have been open. People, for the most part, are social distancing. The lifeguards will be starting up soon. Lifeguards are not the social distance police. They are not the mask police. They have their own separate job that they are going to be doing. And we have given instructions with the rec department and Mara over at the rec department and how the lifeguards will be handling any type of complaint that comes their way. So that, we have looked at that already. We have also, what else have we also started to do now, Russ? I mean, Doug. I know that City Hall employees will be coming back into Town Hall full-time on Wednesday, and the following week, people will be allowed to come to Town Hall on an appointment basis only. I would like to stress the importance of anything that can be done online. People should do it online. I know with my office, how small it is, that we'll be doing a lot of dropping off and picking up. Hopefully, we're going to limit the amount of people that come into the office, and I think we have the ability to do that at my office. If people want plans, we can always get them and put them out front for them. So that's something that myself, Joan, and Teresa will work on to make sure that they feel safe and secure in their office space. We have also started, the new tobacco regs have come in where no menthol products are allowed. We have gone out to all of the dealers and explained it to them. We have found no infractions at this point. Everyone has removed all of the menthol cigarettes, all of the menthol chew tobacco, and all of that. So we are enforcing that. And my last comment is, we are going to be starting to gather in groups. We'll be in smaller groups as people start to go out a little bit more. You may have, a house party with 10 or 15 people, or, we have these nice weekends where you might be at a cookout where it's close family and friends. Just remember that you may feel fine, but we are still in the midst of a pandemic, that we still have an at-risk population, our senior population, our population that has underlying health conditions. These are the individuals that we are trying to protect. These are the individuals that are most susceptible to this disease. So if you are out, partaking in some of these events that we can now do, be very mindful when you go home, or if you go to see someone, that just because you feel fine and things are starting to open up, we still are in the midst of this, and that people should isolate themselves or quarantine themselves for 14 days if they think they might have been exposed or been to a large gathering where they could have been exposed. You definitely want to be aware of your surroundings, and make sure you wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And with that, I will turn it back over.
Any new business?
Yeah, I was just going to bring something up, and I might be a little off, but I noticed a lot of lion mane jellyfish in the waters, and I don't know if this would even partake in the Board of Health realm, or if it could even be something put on the website, just as a precaution. I not even vaguely even coming near to saying, let's shut beaches down or anything, but just so people know what they are, and they do sting. They have the capability to sting people. So I don't know if it should go any further, but I felt I'd bring it up anyways.
Okay.
Can we put something on the webpage, like just a small advisory or something like that, John?
I think that's kind of what I was thinking of. I don't know if that's out of our realm or not.
No, we can do something like
It's
that.
kind of just a public acknowledgement. I just hate to see somebody get stung and then not know what to do, or somebody poke at it and then find out they do sting the hard way.
So where did you see them?
Oh, they've been on the beach there. They're in the rivers. They're definitely up the North River. They're definitely up the South
Okay.
River, and I think they're all in Mass Bay. I think they are. They have to be. But I've seen them from Plymouth to Scituate.
We'll post something on the website so people should know, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. I've done a little research on them. They definitely do sting. They say they won't kill you. Probably 99% of the population, but they do say they give a nasty little sting. So it's one of those things
What
like
are
they
they-
say with the seals that come up on the beach. Just leave them alone. You don't want to get bitten by one. But like I say, and for swimmers too, if somebody swam into one, they probably want to know what the heck happened to them.
So what are they actually called? Is it jellyfish or?
I think, and I don't know because I'm not a jellyfish guy, but I think the name of them is Lion's Mane, Lions space Mane, Mane.
Okay.
They have
All right,
a very deep red color to them with a lot of tentacles hanging off of them.
If they're coming down from Maine, they really should be quarantined for 14 days.
Oh, Drew. It does say,
Yeah,
I
all
just looked them
my
up.
years on the water,
Lions-
I've seen them before, but I've never seen so many than this year. And I'm sure they just come in cycles. You might not see them again like this for another 20 years. Who knows? But that's my new business. That's my 2 cents worth.
Any other
Wow.
things?
Nope.
Okay. I mean, I just like to, and it's nothing to do with the Board of Health, but Mike Stewart retired last week. Just wanted to give a shout out and congratulate him on retirement. And I think 37 years he's been on the force, and he's done a great job keeping Scituate safe. So just he's a friend of mine, but just a mention of enjoy retirement.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mike.
Well earned.
And congratulations to Chief Thompson for starting out now.
Yep.
So, just a shout out on that. And that's all I had. Invoices I've signed. If you guys want to give the approval for Drew to sign it, because it does need to, he can do that.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary there. All pretty basic stuff.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. You got my approval.
Yeah, it was my pay increase.
Would I get demoted again?
We're going to send you a nice jellyfish.
Yeah, there you go. I got my pay cut in half.
Other than that, that's all I have. A motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Thanks, guys. See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sounds good. Take care. Stay